Hey, I really like building stuff. I really like it. It's really fun. Uh, I've made a lot of things in my life and I've made a lot of mistakes, and I just want to put out there what I'm doing, and maybe that helps somebody else. I don't know. Today I'm building a router table. Because I built a router table that wasn't great, I figured out some stuff and I think I can make a better one. So let's get into it. Okay, first, let's break down a piece of MDF to the size that we want. Mine is roughly 18 by 27. That'll fit this this saw that I have pretty well. Just basically truing up the edges, cut it a little bit oversized. Now I'm cutting it two size, and then I'll finish off the last part by running it through the table saw. Get to draw a line around this thing. This is just basically for a reference so that I understand what kind of material I got to leave behind to be able to mount this thing. It's more visual than anything. This is all going to get cut out. I want to make sure I have enough room for that bolt hole so I don't end up taking that thing out while I'm routering. So guidelines is good. So I have a true clean edge on the front of this MDF, and I mean true clean means that's the side I used the tapering jig on to make sure it was straight. I'm using a piece of 3/4 here to space that off and square this piece up. It just happens to be 3/4. You could use whatever you want to get yours done. This is just what I'm using. I want to basically put a fence here so that I can set that thing in place and have it hit my mark later on when I go to glue it in. And of course, by glue it in, I mean with that blue tape trick that we all do. And here we go. Throw a little blue tape down. You've seen this trick. Put a little snot on it. There we go. Smear that stuff pretty much anywhere you want it on that blue tape, and then put the secret sauce on top. I think they call it accelerator spray, or I don't know, Spidey juice. I don't know, whatever they call it. Anyway, more hot sauce. This is a piece to put on the inside so that my router has a place to be, so I don't have to have as much talent when I run my router. 3/4 inch bushing goes in your router. Once you get that thing tight and centered, there's a whole thing about centering this thing by loosening up the screws and moving the plate, but we've already done that, so I know it's square. I put a 1/2 inch bit, and I'm just kind of making sure that it's a 1/2 inch. Put it in there nice and tight. Boom. And then I'm going to set depth. After setting depth, I want to know how big of a cut I need to make, so I'm measuring the plate and the little piece, and I want to add just a little bit to that. By putting this drill bit in here, I can lock that off and know that I'm going to go as far as that thing is, and that's how deep I'm going. I'm just going to move it back one click so that I get a shallower cut on the first time. So right now I'm going to look for anything that's going to cause this thing to not want to work, and I found a couple spots that needed to be redone. Seems okay. Take a look. That looks great. Let's set it down another 1/4 inch. This time we'll hit our maximum depth. All right, the depth here is 493, and I think I was trying to hit 450. That's close enough. It's deep enough. There, like magic. Knocking off all the boogers. Alright, these are the little pieces that I'm going to put in here. I'm going to use them right now as a router template because I want it to offset my router bit by 1/2 inch, so I have a nice little lip that goes around the outside. So, oh, that's not going to work. That's going to totally take out... Oh, but that's right. I put this little... Oh, yeah, I remember drawing that thing. Now we can just go around that and that'll all leave the meat behind. So I overlap the tape all the way around so that I can go around without peeling up the tape. And that looks beautiful. And by beautiful, I mean dusty. Now watch this. Peel it up. Take it. Oh, that's so satisfying. And then throw those off to the side. Don't need them anymore. I'm going to kind of just drill a little bit here just to kind of get the pilot started. I mean, I probably could use something different, but I'm using a drill bit. And a block of wood, because, you know, don't be like me. Remember your block of wood. I could have blown that out. That would have been terrible. I'm going to use a machine screw tap. Yeah, I know. It's not going to be very strong, but it'll do the job. I like to cut those aluminum pieces just so they fit in there nice and snug and cover up all the set screws that are going to be used for adjustment later. And I'll use the danger saw. Don't use a saw without a guard. It's really, really dangerous. This is what the set screws are going to be pushing against to level the table later. Now insert the body into the router lift. Want to make sure that the power switch is accessible, that the speed adjustment is accessible, and on the same side as the lift, so I can adjust it. Also have to make sure it clears the power cord with any mechanism that's underneath, and then just give it a snug. If this doesn't work for whatever bit you're using, you can always adjust that later. This feels like a pretty good fit. It's a little bit tight, but wow, what a better fit than I had on the other one. The other one was like a hot dog down a hallway. Go ahead and tighten these things down, not too tight, just enough to hold it and get it squared up in there. They are actually pulling it down pretty nicely though. So I use this little provided Allen wrench to adjust the table to the MDF. You want it pretty tight there and pretty smooth across the transition, and then lock these little things in so it doesn't wiggle around. I can't imagine it wiggling around, but I think that's what those are for. Comment if you know what those are for. But it's smooth, it's nice, and there you go. Hey, thank you for watching that video. If you want to see more, I'll put out another video pretty soon that shows the rest of this table. Yeah, it was fun building. It was really hard doing it with a camera. I gotta be honest, this is not easy. It's probably why not everybody does it. Yeah, thanks for being here. And if you are getting good use out of this content, please like it and share it with somebody. I definitely appreciate the comments and suggestions as to how I can maybe do things better. I'm always trying to improve, and I really just appreciate you guys sticking around and watching it. Anyway, have a good day.